second. It wasn't recording. Start over.
Hey, quick side note. You should probably go to the Jingle Ball.
Do it again. Only make this a little more obnoxious.
Are you a lady that
Start over.
Action.
Stitchers. It's time for the Jingle Ball! Aw.
What else?
Bye-bye.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
No, you're not evil. Jeez, what are you?
You need like a...
I know we do. Ready?
Is this a movie? Can I be in it more? Are you a lady that likes to cross stitch? Meet me at the Jingle Ball.
Hey everybody, it's Steph from Lindy Stitches. Thanks for joining me here on YouTube for a nice little cross-stitch chat. Today I want to talk about the Jingle Ball, which is an event I hosted 2 weeks ago, and I suppose you would fast forward through that section if you're not interested or you don't know what the Jingle Ball was and is. I have 3 awesome cross-stitch finishes to show you, things I've completed and kind of amazed and proud of them, so I can't wait to show you those. I have 3 new starts and, you know, just cross-stitch goodness to share with you. So let's get started. I'd like to talk about the Jingle Ball first. So I don't know how to process everything that has gone on this year. I need like 3 weeks of monk-like silence in a cabin in the woods where no one talks to me before I will be able to assemble my brain cells into understanding the Jingle Ball. I'm gonna try not to say the Jingle Ball 8 million times because I too am just like sick of that phrase. Like, it needs a break. Headquarters is still working. It's been 2 weeks later. We got the orders out really quickly with the help of my employee Leslie, who is fantastic. We packed for days and got the packages out, but there's been just a lot of, you know, administrative wrap up and making sure everything is tied up with a nice little bow and put under the Christmas tree until next year. So I've been trying to just, you know, even with Lindy Stitches, I have a lot of wrap up at the end of the year with accounting, taxes, inventory, all sorts of stuff that I need to take track of. But then I put this huge event like right at the end of December where I normally do that work. So yeah, fingers crossed, and asking the Lord that I might have a little break for the holidays with my family, trying to get through my work so that I can chill out for a while. But that being said, whoa, I knew this was going to be a hard video to make. I've been looking forward to making it because I want to talk with you and share with you and even tell you some things that happen behind the scenes, but I knew that words would be really hard and would fail me, and also that you know, the back of the throat emotion would show up. So thank you. If you came to the Jingle Ball, thank you. Yeah, so let's just talk. We worked on that event starting in March. I started inviting people on board to that project and was so thankful to my 11 other designers that they joined me. I will say one of the major highlights of the whole thing was the spirit of collaboration between these people was so sweet and so amazing. So of course we had meetings throughout the year to talk about our plans, to make sure everybody was caught up. You know, some of us have skills that others don't have. So when I talk about the spirit of collaboration, I really mean that this designer could call this designer and say, hey, can you help me with this? And the answer was always yes, and of course, and I would love to. I have zero negative thing, like literally. How many times can you get, I mean, technically 13 people in a group to work on a project that big for that long, and you have zero complaints about anyone? And I truly mean that. I would not say that if I didn't mean it. Zero complaints. Everyone was so friendly, so enthusiastic. Almost like everyone went a little bit farther. Like I would ask them, can you go this far? And, you know, being a whole new project, I didn't, like at the beginning, I didn't know what the full picture was going to look like. So like the video entertainment, the 8 hours of video entertainment, that got thrown at them. I didn't say when I invited them, oh yeah, and I want you to provide video entertainment. That wasn't like a part of the initial ask. It kind of like developed into, hey, why don't we do this? This would be fun. And everybody got on board. And I'm blown away. And I'm so thankful. There was no spirit of competition. It was just 13 lovely people being friends and supporting one another and putting on an awesome event. So that was one of the best parts for me as the leader, mastermind, and enforcer of all the things. I'm so thankful. And then you showed up, which was amazing. I had a lot of anxiety about opening the ball doors because everything was in place, everything was programmed and set up. But I knew, like, you just know with technology, you can test it and plan and try to safe-proof all you want, but the real test is when hundreds of people start flooding the site. And I've been not secretive about the fact that we had problems when the ball opened. And that's kind of when the excrement hit the fan. Half of the event did not work. And so the stitching tables and like the live chats with the designers and their booths were working. Were they set up correctly? Yes, they were. Were they planned for correctly? Yes, they were. But yet, a lot of people couldn't get into them. You know, like for example, Cathy Habermann was sitting in her booth, ready to chat with people. She chatted with 3. But when I went back and looked at the statistics, 500 people tried to get into her booth and weren't able to. So you can imagine what my email looked like. You can imagine what my mental state looked like. We right away got on the phone with tech support. Lots of these, like, can we do like 18 sets of quotation marks around tech support? And I don't want to be negative and complain, nor do I want to like get sued. I don't know what you can publicly state about another company, so I'm just gonna say like that didn't work. And the tension and the anxiety was just like continuing to racket. Long story short, 1 o'clock in the morning, the ball opened at 6. By 1 o'clock in the morning, we had a workaround. We, I mean, not the platform. We, by we, I mean Janice Note, the heroine of the stitching tables, found a workaround and was fixing them, and she needed 4 minutes for each stitching table to just fix, and then things were working. Were they perfect? No. Was that the end of like some problems here and there? No. But technology is just such an unpredictable thing, and it's just hard. We did our best, and by Saturday, everyone seemed happy. And thankfully, like, there were other things to do while the stitching tables were being glitchy. There was entertainment to watch. The shopping hall was working. So it wasn't like people were opening just a totally broken event. So I was so thankful for that. And then so thankful that Janice had the know-how to just go in and manually create another option. That's the story of the problems of the Jingle Ball. And so thankful that they were a limited time, a limited amount of the event, and that they got fixed so that people could come back, and the whole event was working on Saturday. Let me just say, I love you all. And if the spirit of collaboration was amazing among these kind, talented businesswomen, these designers, the spirit of fellowship among the Stitchers was equal to that. The fact that all of you love talking to one another, and not only talking surfacey, like, look at what I'm stitching kind of stuff, but like made genuine friends at the event. I am still getting messages of people who are like, we formed a new group. We're gonna meet on Zoom. We're interested in each other. We're gonna start a sal in the new year. Like, the fact that you formed like meaningful connections made everything worth it. Like, forget all the other rewards of the event. We all need more of that. We all need more people who are ready to be a friend, who are ready to support us. And I just, like, that blew my mind. It just blew my mind. And the feedback has been extremely positive. We sent out a feedback survey just to, like, get some stuff going. People had been emailing me, like, what kind of time they had at the Jingle Ball, what they thought about it, and I was, of course, taking that into consideration. It was extremely positive. The social media comments were, like, ravingly good. And I'm not the only designer who was like, whoa, we had no idea how awesome this could, like, the potential for awesome. Had no idea. The potential for one human meeting another human and bringing a blessing to one another. It was just incredible. And that's not something we did, right? We set up the little tables. Like, you did it. You showed up for some people who really needed more people to show up, right? So what I'm saying is, I know the Jingle Ball wasn't perfect, and I want to fix every part of it that, you know, there weren't enough classes, the technological glitches, the clunkiness of the platform that we used. I want to fix it all. But I also want to say, like, you took something that wasn't perfect and you made it great. And I from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. If you came to the Jingle Ball, you gave us your feedback. We're taking it all into consideration. And I feel so blessed. So there will be a Jingle Ball 2023, and I have already started it, which is probably why I haven't been able to wrap up my work. I've already interviewed 7 other virtual platforms, and in less than an hour, I have another platform to check out. So I'm so excited. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, there's more events to come, and yes, I want to do more. And yes, I've already been given 25 more themes for for our get-togethers. And you're so kind, and Merry Christmas, and I could just go on and on. So the fun thing, now that you know what we were secretly doing for a year, and now you know what it was, and if you came, now you know how it goes, and you know that we're trying to make it better and to serve more of you at a deeper and more satisfying level. I can talk to you for the next year about Jingle Ball 2023. Not to be annoying. I don't want to annoy anyone, but to, I don't know, you want the background scoop? What I can tell you now is that we are planning on hopefully doing a 3-day event because we over delivered a little bit in that we had 8 hours of entertainment. We had a shopping haul to go through. We had stitching tables, and then we had 12 hours of meet and greets, and that was for 2 days. Not even like 2 full days. So it was a little much, and people were clinging on to the Zoom accounts. Yeah, these wonderful, sneaky people realized they could copy the Zoom link and get back into the table. So there were a couple Zoom accounts where people were continuing throughout the weekend to just keep it open, keep hopping in, keep talking. So message received loud and clear. You want more time to be able to catch everything and enjoy everything. We did send out links to the entertainment so you could watch that through this coming week and enjoy it. But yeah, we over-delivered, and you want more time to enjoy the event. So we are planning on making it 3 days. I can't promise really any details until I get my platform nailed down of like what more of the detailed plans are. These platforms are very interesting. They're all different. They can be priced at more than your inheritance will be on down, and they all have different functions. And really at this point, like, I feel like I know what I want. I have this puzzle of different elements that I want and things I want to require, and I have a wish list, and here's my puzzle. And each platform I interview gives me like most of the pieces, but when I try to like assemble it into what I want, it's like, well, I'm missing a corner and I'm missing 2 pieces over here. And the platform is like, oh, we don't do that. I'm like, but I want all of this. So then with those missing pieces, I'm like trying to puzzle out, well, can the internet do this somehow in a sideways roundabout way, and it hurts my brain. So yeah, lots of figuring and expensive decisions to be made. The sum of it is thank you, and I appreciate you, and I can't wait for next year. Hey, want to see some cross-stitch finishes that I've had since the last time I talked to you? I'd love to show you. I have 3, and they're all great. So let's start with this one. This is 'Tis Not the Season, but it is a Halloween finish. And it is Heart and Hand, Halloween Square Dance. And that just looks fantastic, doesn't it? Very, very adorable. I love this. I love that I can just stick it in a nice black square frame and it's going to look very cute. The thing I love about this is, funnily enough, the buttons. There's buttons in each square, and I love them. I've never been super drawn to like clay buttons or designing with buttons, but I can see now tiny buttons. Tiny buttons are a little bit tempting because they just they add a dimension and a little bit of pizzazz that doesn't require stitching. You just gotta tack it down, and it's really cute. So I'm gonna put that on my list of things I might try as a designer. But I loved working on this piece. I will say it's deceptive in how long it takes. Of course, the monochromatic blocks take a lot less time than the blocks that have a lot of colors, because it's just start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, backstitch, start, stop, and they take a while. But it's adorable. I love it. I'm tempted by Heart and Hand's little Christmas piece that's the same format. But anyway, my next finish is a Prairie Schooler. My first second Prairie Schooler finish. And it is called Must Be Santa. And it's one of these little limited edition charts. There are quite a few of these. They're very inexpensive. I think this was like $8 or less. And they're a nice size. A little big to be an ornament unless you stitched it on a really high count. But look how cute this is gonna look. I think I told you I just love like houses, especially like cut through houses. This isn't a cut through, but you can like see in the windows. I just love this. I changed my Santa skin tone because like I think Santa looks better. I think he looks better with brown skin. I mean, I might be a little biased, but he's looking good. My third and last finish is Sweet Santa by Rhonda's Originals. You can find her patterns on Etsy, and she has quite a bit of these like bigger character patterns. This was a very relaxing stitch because it's a lot of fill-in. I did end up changing all of the colors except his, like the white and his skin tone. I overdyed my own DMC colors. I think originally there's no green, he's just gold and red, but I wanted a more raspberry red, and I love aqua green, so I made his inner shirt that green. Would you like a tutorial on how to overdye DMC? Because it's very easy. And it would be an easy tutorial to make. Sweet Santa was a lot of fun. I love his little tiny striped legs and his little ice skates. Very cute. I would like to make him into a stand-up. I think he'd be adorable. But I've never finished a stand-up, so it will just depend on whether I become too impatient and send this to a finisher or try it out myself. I should try it out myself. I should just be a big girl and do it, because I have some ideas for some stand-up patterns, so probably be good for me to practice the finish. But that's Sweet Santa. Highly recommend. Very relaxing stitch. I did do Whisper on his beard, but I keep forgetting to fluff it up with a toothbrush, so it doesn't look very fluffy yet, but I will set him aside and remember to do it after this video. So, how I like to plan and how I like to do projects is to be way, way ahead of the game. And for the Jingle Ball, I was way, way ahead of the game. I do not like to be stressed out. I do not like to work under pressure. I do not like to be last minute about anything. So even though I was in charge of the Jingle Ball, the couple weeks leading up to the Jingle Ball, I did not have a lot of work to do because it had already been done. It was kind of like I kept texting out, if you need anything, call me, I'm here for you. And like people would call me, I'm talking about my other designer friends, they would call me and be like, I'm so sorry, I know you're so busy, but blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm not busy. Please bother me. Let's do stuff. Let's take care of problems. Now I'm going to show you the evidence that I didn't have a lot to do. The evidence is that I started 2 Jingle Ball exclusives before the Jingle Ball started. This is because behind the scenes we were setting up our little booths, and some people needed some assistance with their booths. Some people had done it before, they didn't need assistance, but because I was checking everybody out, making sure everything was going, of course I saw the exclusives. So I had to check out and make sure the checkout worked, right? This is the first pattern I bought before the Jingle Ball started. This is a Jingle Ball exclusive. You will be able to buy it at the end of 2023 from Erica Michaels. This is Christmas Countdown. And I've never stitched a Linda Stoltz, Erica Michael design. But I have a thing about Christmas countdowns, and this is adorable. So before the Jingle Ball started, I had the top started because my plan was, because I'm a genius, you actually stitch this as a countdown. So every day I've been stitching one letter, and they're small. So it's like a little warm up to the rest of your stitching. I absolutely love it. It takes 5 minutes. Maybe sometimes 10. But I'm up to date, despite the stress. Here is where I'm at. This is so fun and it's so cute. So I'm recording this on December 15th, and later today I will just sit down and stitch my 15, and then by the end of December I will hopefully have this finished. Well, this has been so satisfying to stitch. I do not have time to stitch every day, but I definitely can sneak in 5 minutes, and it's just like, it's perfect. I want to design my own Christmas countdown. I don't even like stitching letters and numbers. I don't. It's the Christmas countdown aspect that is what I'm all about. I love Christmas countdowns. I don't know. I need to buy myself an Advent box one of these days. I've never had one, but they look like a lot of fun. Oh, this is Weeks Dye Works 30 count, so this is Old Weeks blush linen. And I think it's delightful to stitch in hand. It's perfect. I love it. Like, this is the arch nemesis. This is, picture this plus 32 count Lugana. Hated it. It was snagging. Like, I can't, it's so tight, I couldn't find the holes. And then half the time, like, my needle's like snagging on like fibers that are somehow in between. That's a different story. I can hardly stitch on Lugana anymore. But anyway, Christmas Countdown by Erica Michaels, 5 stars. The other new pattern that I started before the ball was Feed the Deer by Teresa Kogut. Because this is absolutely charming. And I started it on the exact same fabric. Weeks Dye Works 30 count blush. I think it's going to look great. This pattern would also look great on like mint, but I have so much mint. I was trying to go a little bit outside of my mint wheelhouse and do something different. This is all I have so far. My 2 wonky crows. And I did text Teresa and say, I know these are crows and they're super cute, but my brain thinks they are betta fish. Teresa, if you ever want to design a betta pattern, you could just reuse this. They're adorable. This brings up my #1 issue with Christmas patterns. And that is, it is so hard to find the fabric you want to use. Am I right? The problem is, there's always white snow, so you have to have a dark enough fabric that the white snow shows up. But then there's sometimes a brown, so you don't necessarily want to use a neutral. But then there's also black. I struggle. Am I alone in this? Next up, I have one work in progress to show you. Now, every Christmas I get in this mode where I'm like, I want to stitch all the Prairie Schooler. This is one I've been working on. So I finished that one Prairie Schooler, and then I started these 2 other things, and then I kitted up another pattern, but didn't end up starting it. So I was like, take a chill pill, work on the other Prairie Schooler you have started, which is The Night Before Christmas. This is my 3rd year pulling this out around Christmas time, and I don't know, I might be halfway, but here I am. A project on mint. This is kind of a nice one in that there's not much white. So if you wanted to do it on a lighter fabric, you could, because they chart the snow in a gray. But this one is very cute. I don't know why I'm not farther on it. Probably because I started other Christmas things that were pulling at me. This is Picture This Plus 32 count Tidal. And Picture This Plus used to be my favorite fabric to stitch on when I was stitching with a Q-snap. I love their colors. They have an amazing color range. It's always a really nice level of modeling. And I've stitched many things on Picture This Plus. I've charted many things on Picture This Plus. It's becoming a little bit harder to get your hands on. And I've discovered that the 32 count is just, it's the same issue I had with this piece. It's a tighter weave than other 32 count linen, such as like a vintage country mocha, where the holes are nice and clean and they're easy to get through. I find when I'm stitching with the Picture This Plus linen in hand, it's just a little bit, I don't know what word to use, but like fuzzier. The holes are tighter, and I struggle a little bit more with just the fabric element of this. So, just pause to take a drink, and this is why I cannot be trusted with a wide mouth water bottle. Drinking, it's hard. That's all the cross stitch I had to share with you. I look like an idiot. I want to invite you a little bit into my world. I will just tell you some random things that I've been interested in and that I've enjoyed, and then I'm gonna be done because I've run out of time. Okay, so just some friendly chatty time. If we were sitting and talking over coffee, these are 3 things I might bring up at the time to tell you that have brought me joy in the last couple weeks. Possums, pens, and planners. They all start with P. I don't choose to be a cheese ball, it just happens naturally. The first thing, possums. I think about this multiple times a day, and I'm not kidding, my heart overflows. This is how much I love animals. I've never had a close-up encounter with a possum before. I might have wrecked a car swerving to not hit a possum, but other than that, I've never had life experience with opossums. Around here, we just call them possums. I know technically it's opossum. Welcome to Indiana. They're just possums. Anyway, the other night, we have this porch, we throw out bird seed in addition to having the bird feeders because the doves like to just eat it off of the porch. It was dark, the porch light was on, and there was a possum 5 feet from me eating the bird seed, and I lost it. It's so cute. So since I saw it the first time, I've left it some offerings because I wanted to see if it like regularly comes up on my porch, and I just like didn't know. I like to shut the shades when it's dark because I imagine that people are like watching me. Welcome. So I've left it offerings of fruit. Every morning it was gone. Of course I try to like see it again. Anyway, this one day, I had some mushy grapes that nobody wanted to eat. So I was like, okay, I'm leaving this for the possum. I put it like right by the door. I turned the porch light on. The possum came right up to the door. So we were like right next to it. And it sat there and it ate the grapes. And I have no words for how cute this possum is. They have these, they have these pointy little mouths and like, I'm dying. I'm really hoping it's a girl because in the spring, I'm really hoping she has babies and then brings the babies to my porch. And I will sing songs over them, and we will live happily ever after. Second thing, pens. Okay. So this is a relatively new thing to me. I have decided to treat myself to nice pens. So for the last couple years, just like treat yourself. Of course, you can use any pen I have my whole life, but I love gel pens, but they just cost money, So then the last year I've been like, okay, you know what? You can buy yourself gel pens. It's okay. Yes, it's an indulgence. Yes, you can use the old hotel pens that you've collected, but go ahead and buy yourself some gel pens. So this has been my pen of choice. I love the Sharpie S gels. I accidentally bought blue. I would rather have black. I've gone through a few boxes of them now because they seem to go out quickly. I love the bold. I like a big old thick line. I like the 1.0 black Sharpie S gel pens. Those are my favorite, but like I said, they don't last very long. So anyway, you know how when you're sort of interested in something and then you fall down this rabbit hole you didn't even know existed. So I was Googling refills for my pen because like I said, I don't like spending the money. And they don't make refills for the 1.0 size. I was like, why? Why don't they do this? I don't want to just keep buying pens and trying to recycle them or something. What am I supposed to do with these empty pens? Is this interesting to anyone? Anyway, I fell down the pen talk rabbit hole. YouTube pen talk, TikTok pen talk. I ended up on a site called jetpens.com, and if you are a stationery lover, I would just send up all the cautions and the roadblocks in your way if you are not interested in spending money on stationery. That is a very dangerous website. I did end up buying a couple things. I bought some stocking stuffers, but the newest development is that I bought myself a fountain pen. I don't really have an explanation. But in my mind, I'm hoping that in the end it might be cheaper, because technically you can refill a fountain pen. You can either buy these little refill cartridges that are only a couple bucks, and you get 6 of these little bullets of ink. Or even more money saving, you can buy yourself a bottle of ink and get a little ink cartridge that you just, you stick it in the ink and then you pull up the stopper. I'm going to do a cost analysis. I will get back to you if I find out that this was actually a money saving investment. But I love pens and stationery. Anyway, my third P was planners. And I have my 2023 planner. I want to show you what it is. I have used the same brand of planners this is my third year using the Passion Planner. This is my old beat up, dirty planner from 2021. They make a lot of different formats and sizes. This is the medium size and it's dated, so it does have all the dates in it. You can get undated, planners for if you're starting in the middle of the year or something. Anyway, so I use the dated Sunday Start medium size planner. This is 2021. And then this is 2022, so this is the planner I've been using this year. And you can see, what is this? You can see I'm not one of those people who color coordinates or makes it look all pretty. I'm not into doing that. I don't have time to do that. I just like to make lists and be sloppy and cross them out. But I do love the fact that this planner has a lot of pages in the back, so I can take podcast notes and make lists of things I want to accomplish, that sort of thing, plan out my Pacific Northwest retreat, write down payments that I've made. Anyway, I love this planner, and 2023 is the prettiest I've had so far. Isn't this gorgeous? I love it. Let me show you what the inside stuff looks like. So in the beginning, it has like some goal planning pages, and it has a annual overview, and then each month has a monthly layout. I don't tend to use this very much. I would like to use it more to like keep track of exercise and stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, really, do I like the aesthetics of like tracking and stuff really appeal to me, but in the end I'm very pragmatic, and I'm like, how much time am I sitting down writing down what I did when I could be like doing something? Anyway, so it gives you a monthly spread, and then each week is on this layout. So these are the days. So I'll like write my to-do list and like circle appointment times in these columns. And then it has like a personal to-do and a work to-do column, although you could like rename those or tape over them or whatever. And then this is like doodle space or tracking space. I like the format, I like the size, and I love the papers in the back, so that if I have something more long-term that I want to refer to and make sure that I remember or track, there's plenty of space there. And that also has like a pocket. And this is where I keep all my internet passwords written out on a piece of paper. I'm not sure why I had to tell you that, but I'm excited to fill out my planner and write down some goals. I am bursting with ideas. It's been a very weird mix. This happens to me after Nashville, Needlework Market, sometimes after we would do an expo. I'm tired, but at the same time, I'm so tired and inspired. And it's almost like I re-wear myself out. I'm tired from the event, but I'm so amped up on adrenaline and good ideas and excitement that like I go through a second phase of exhaustion where I'm like brainstorming like a maniac. Very inspired. I have so many ideas for next year and nothing nailed down other than one event and market and the Jingle Ball. But don't ask me how many things I have designed. So we finished up the Bird Crush Club this month, and a special thanks to those awesome people who joined me all year for Birds with Chris Gilbert. I had a blast, and I'm sad it's over. But those birds will be released throughout 2023, so it's almost like they get even more appreciation. So, Merry Christmas to you and yours. Happy holidays. I hope you have such a peaceful, crafty, cozy time. Just cuddle up and enjoy. The lights and the smells and the sounds of the holidays are so comforting and wonderful. I have a video coming for you of my 2022 project wrap-up. I skipped my whip parade from the end of last year, and I just revisited my whip parade from the end of the year before, and I'm so proud of that video. I had so much fun editing that, and I think it's awesome. Link it down below. I don't know. I went a little bit above and beyond with showing you what I had accomplished that year, and it was very fun. So I would like to do that again. So hopefully you will see me again before our next year together. But happy holidays, folks. Thanks for joining me. Hugs to you and yours. Bye. This just in for the 1995 holiday season. Better Homes and Gardens Christmas from the Heart. You really can't have too much fake ivy. Pretty sure this is Tina. This is Tina's back. This is Beverly. Beverly made these puffy paint and mirror and doily place cards. She's very proud of herself. Why have regular fruit when you can have sugared fruit? Why leave the fruit on the table when you can bedeck the fireplace? Why have regular rolls when you can spell out people's names? I bet that potpourri wreath smells real nice. Yo-yo stocking for Yo-Yo Ma. Simply push purchased gold studs into candles. Or take your candles to the next level by sticking them in fruit. Not enough for you? How about seashells? One craft leads to another around here. How about glue your seashells on presents? If you chew one piece after another for just as long as the flavor lasts, this bow will last you 30 seconds. The sad thing about this gift is that Roger probably supplied all the things that were needed to make this terrible idea. You can do your Christmas baking this season, or just do this. I can't make this stuff up. This tree has curly straws and chiclets. Hark the landscape timber sang. Definitely bringing this to my next get-together. You know what I'm saying? When I first looked at this page, I thought that cookie cutter ornament said sus. Just totally applicable. Yep, denim, ivy, and potpourri wreaths. Happy holidays, folks, from 1995.